Go, 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 go. You find me in the club, bottle full of bub. Look, Miami, got the X if you're into taking drugs. I'm into having sex, I ain't into making love. So come give me a hug if you're finna get rubbed. And welcome to the Screen Rot Podcast, the podcast where we discuss the weirdest and worst content that's been put in our screens and indeed our minds. Shout out to everyone who listens to this podcast, who subscribes to this podcast on either Apple, YouTube, or Spotify. If you leave us a nice 5-star on Apple, you do us a bigger favour. Not as big a favour as the patrons, the Freemasons. They're on £3.99 a month. They're getting an extra hour just like this every single week. Plus, they're getting all of the live tour shows that we're filming in 4K cameras. We've got loads of cameras. They're going to get all of that as well. Plus, no adverts. Adverts are annoying. Just get rid of them for less than £1 a week. Bigger shout out to the Illuminati, top tier patrons, all of that, plus a free hat on their heads and access to the 2 weirdest group chats in the world. Shout out to Eugene, runs our Twitter account, may have been sent by God. Big wink and a kiss to the ladies and queer folk who listen, who I can confirm are the most gorgeous and sexy ladies and queer folk in the UK. To those queers, I'll never stop fighting for your fucking freedom. And I'm here with Jake Farrell.
Big day for my marriage yesterday.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, big day.
Yeah?
So,
Well, you fucked her for once.
oh, come on. Jesus Christ.
It's a strong start.
It's a heavy start. We've gone straight in.
For once. Sorry, that's uncouth to laugh at myself, but for once it's funny. Fucked her for once.
Fucked her for once. Be lucky.
Sorry, should we start again?
The next time you meet my missus as well, as usual, hello there, my darling, how are you? It's a pleasure to see you. May I kiss you on both cheeks?
No doubt, because it's not going to be a very feminist one this week. I've got some things to say about stuff, but anyway. Carry on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So my missus, I'm not going to kind of like dox her job, but she works in a creative industry, shall we say, where it's required for them to be like on top of kind of trends and the zeitgeist and
Culture. Yeah.
So they had a meeting yesterday at work, big meeting. And bearing in mind, these are like trendy, clever, intelligent people.
Tote bag women.
Sexy tote bag women.
Croissants on a Saturday women.
Yes. Run club and croissants.
That's
ladies.
right. Sweaty Betty leggings and nice and hair that smells of that Australian shampoo.
Clever,
that's more than £6,
correct opinions.
That's right.
Don't hang out with people like us.
No.
So they're in this meeting and they're talking about the zeitgeist. And they
had a meeting about the zeitgeist.
Well, they're talking about like what trends are we trying to tap into in publishing.
Okay.
Someone pulls up the Clive Martin article about British chaos, in which we are quoted extensively.
Ding, ding.
Now,
ding,
no one.
Ding, 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 ding,
No,
ding,
so it's actually not what you think. No one knows. She's got a different second name to me. So no one knows about the podcast. Obviously, she's very keen to keep it that way. She's very keen. Don't worry about that. Yeah. But they're going through the article. They're obviously scanning past like Jake Farrell, blah, blah, blah. Then they get to a bit about
heart rate is
yeah.
Oh fuck.
She's like Leonardo DiCaprio in the fucking Departed where he's got the wire on. So fuck. They get to the bit about Jack Raworth. Yeah. And so then in this room of tote bag ladies, they pull up an Instagram video of Jack Raworth. And they go, does anyone know who this bloke is? And she said the way that she diffused the situation was by going, yeah, I do. My husband watches him quite a lot. And she goes, I don't think you're meant to be able to understand him. And I think that's the joke. That was it. So there's that, right? So she's had a long day at work. She gets home from work. We go out for a bit of food and we're talking about your stag do, which is getting organised.
We
soon.
did the planning Wednesday night.
So it's
met up with the man dem.
The wheels are in motion. And she goes, oh great, where's it going to be? And I go, it's going to be in Benidorm.
That's right.
And she goes, oh, a Benidorm.
A Benidorm.
She goes, a Benidorm. I've always wanted to go to a Benidorm. Now, I imagine it's what you feel like as an angler. I'm not a fisherman. When there's a big bite, there's a huge whopper on the end of this line, and you're just waiting to find out what it is. A Benidorm.
Okay.
So I'm thinking, what does she think Benidorm is? So I go to her, what do you know about Benidorm then? She goes, well, it's like the working class centre parks, isn't it? And I was like, yeah, I guess it kind of is in a way. And I was like, what do you think goes on there? And she's like, well, it's like a kind of park, isn't it? Like a camp where you lot go.
So she thinks there's more than one Benidorm?
She thinks that there are multiple Benidorms all over the country.
Well,
And she-
in England?
in England.
She thinks there's a Benidorm in England.
She thinks they're all in England.
Wow.
Yeah.
So she thinks it's like Pontins.
Yeah, exactly. She thinks it's like Pontins.
Oh my god.
She has thought for her entire life, this is how detached she is.
She must have seen photos from Benidorm.
No, apparently not. She was like, there was a TV show about a Benidorm, right? And I was like, yeah, it was called Benidorm. And I was like, she was like, yeah, but it's set in one of the parks. I was like, no, it's not. It's set in Spain. It's set in Benidorm, famously.
Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. So I was trying to work out how long I could take it before, like, she finds out that I'm going to Spain with you. But now she knows her like, what's the word? Like her fantasies about Benidorms, these places where working class people go and do archery, have been disabused, and she's about to find out that it's fucking sex shows and horse racing. So that
Fucking hell.
Yeah, that was crazy,
That's
isn't
amazing.
it? I know.
So she thought that there was just like Benidorm was like a brand.
Exactly, yeah.
Fuck me.
And then we went through a thing where I was like, I mean, it's in Spain. She's like, it doesn't sound Spanish. And I was like, well, what do you mean? And she was like, well, Alicante. And then she kind of started being like, Alicante. And then she's like, Benidorm. And I was like, if you say it like that, it doesn't sound Spanish.
I don't know what the Spanish way of saying Benidorm is, though, to be fair. Like Benidorm, man.
Yeah, it's probably a different
I guess,
way
I
of
don't
doing
know.
it.
Yeah.
But yeah, an incredible moment.
Fuck me.
And like, you know when you feel that moment with your partner where it's like, she's about to say something mad here.
Oh, mate. Well, when you get to be right.
Oh,
That's
God,
very
so
lucky.
good.
That's a very fortunate one.
Yeah.
Have I had many of them recently?
No, probably
No, I
not.
tend to be wrong.
If you bring
Do
class
tend-
politics into it as well, where it's like she doesn't know about something, that's
yeah.
also nice.
But it's mad that she's having these like Zeitgeist meetings at work and they're discussing Jack Raworth, but none of them have mentioned that Benidorm's a town in the Costa
In the
Brava.
Costa Brava, yeah.
Wow.
What's your week been like?
Yeah, wheels are in motion for the Stag.
Yeah, I'm already scared.
Do you know what? It's like I think like I think we're at an age now where that is a kind of like the real rhythm of your life. It's like, right, what does next year look like? Well, I've got this stag, this wedding, and blah blah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
My next year for me is pretty fucking mad in the sense that like third kid is born in February.
Stag.
Stag in May, married in August, then I'll go on a big stand-up tour in and actually this episode's going to come out next, I don't know, I'm putting on a show in London. I'm recording my last stand-up tour in London. If there's tickets left, come. There might not be.
Yeah, you're putting on a stand-up show.
Yeah.
Not like putting on a show like a kind of the Arsenal team, yeah.
Yeah, but then it was interesting. Like I met my best mate to plan the Stag, and it's like I love him to bits, but he's a useless bloke, and like he's a really fucking useless idiot of a man, and like he just can't do anything. And
Okay.
And it's like, no, I remember saying to someone, I was like, oh yeah, I'm meeting my mate to plan my Stag, and they were like, is he not just supposed to plan it for you? I was like, yeah, but he can't, like he's not really like that. So like met him and like said, it was all just like, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go? And it's like, yeah, I think like Spain, like, you know, to be able to get to Benidorm would be good, but don't like park us right in the fucking middle of the Benidorm, that particular Benidorm. We don't want to be staying on site on the Benidorm. We want to be... and then it's like, it's interesting, like you sort of like, you stick your guest list together. My whole thing is just like, you know, everyone's welcome. No, I mean, I don't know if I'll extend it to the patrons, but
Yeah, that would be amazing.
but then it is like there's like politics of like schoolmates, blah blah. And then I was like, it's like, oh, I've got to bring my dad. But then it's like I'm sort of like obliged to invite my dad. But then I'm like, I'm going to be going there to take cocaine and go to Sticky Vicky's show.
Yeah, that's what I'm scared about.
Yeah, I can't. My dad, and then I phoned my dad that night, being like, "Look, we're not gonna. You don't have to come." He's like, "Oh, I want to come." It's like, you fucking don't.
It would be nice for me to hang out with Brian, actually. I
Well-
think me and Brian are going to have we'd have a very similar experience.
Nowhere quiet to read my book.
Yeah.
That both of you are going to be saying that. That's it. There's nowhere quiet to read my book.
Yeah.
It's fucking difficult. It's the politics of it, but then also it's like while we were doing it, it was difficult because we were trying to like plan it. But then, because you're talking about a stag do, you get so excited that you start drinking as if you're on a stag do.
Okay, I mean, okay.
And it's like, mate,
it's like going to do your shopping hungry. You should never go
exactly.
do your shopping hungry.
Exactly. That's what we did. Like, we are sad old cunts who don't get to go out much.
So you're in the pub.
So we met at the pub to plan the stag do.
You're kind of on a stag at that point.
Suddenly we're out, and it's like we could just have 10 pints, and we did, and then we called in a ticket.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, and then before you know it, it's like 1:45 on a Wednesday,
Right?
And you know you're all getting on it, and it's like, are we just doing the stag now? Maybe this is the stag.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Maybe this is the stag. And it yeah, I mean, fucking hell, we really went for it. Like, whenever we're doing anything like this, we just get too drunk and overexcited. And basically, my mate Matt was like, it's really good that you've worked it out with your current partner and you've obviously got kids and you're very happy and you're going to get married and it's beautiful. He's like, because some of the exes was a bit fucking...
Right.
I was like, yeah. And he's like, some of the breakups were a bit fucking...
Right.
And I was like, yeah. And he goes, do you remember the Christmas one?
No.
I'd forgotten this.
Okay.
So basically, this is like my ex before ex. So it's like, this is fucking 10 years ago. And this woman's now a successful TV writer and there's a reason I'll never be on Sky. So I broke up with this girl and there's details of this that I don't really want to go into too much, but like she was definitely cheating on me.
Okay.
Yeah. And I was heartbroken when we broke up. I didn't see it coming.
How do you know definitely, by the way?
Oh, well, I'll tell you, because, so I can't stress enough, she was cheating on me with a white man, and she ended up, and she just...
Wow, sorry, what?
Wait, just wait. So she slotted straight into a relationship with this guy.
Okay.
And, like, I was heartbroken. I didn't see the breakup coming out of anywhere. I was a student at the time. It was a long time ago. I was young. And then I just fucking sat around moping. I was so upset.
You were writing poetry,
I remember, yeah, I did write a poem. I don't want to talk about that. And I remember, like, I was sat with my flatmate at the time, and I was so upset that I used to just do. Every now and then, I'd just let out like a, oh. And I remember he'd be like, oh, that was a big one. We'd just be sat. Like, I remember, like, it sort of. It was like, yeah, I remember like we'd be watching the football on a Sunday, and I was sat there like in my pajamas. I was drinking a lot of whiskey. I went and bought like a nice, what's a sort of, is it a cravat, like the big glass thing?
Carafe.
Carafe. I went and bought a carafe from a charity shop.
Bought a cravat.
I was like, I'm going to be drinking a lot of whiskey during this breakup.
Yeah,
so I went and
fair
bought a carafe from the charity shop. I'd just fill it up, sit there sipping it.
That's what people do when they break up with people, yeah.
Like, ah! And he'd be like, fucking hell, that was a bit, let it out, mate.
That's why I have so much respect for you in a way, because you are one of the most emotionally honest people that I've ever met. And it's kind of like because you are like a baby. You're like, and I don't mean that as in like a majority.
I just have to have a cry.
Like in a Roy Keane kind of way.
So what I did, basically, I was just wearing tracksuits and I wasn't washing much and a lot of whiskey and the big,
yeah.
And then I went down, and this is crazy. Basically, we lived, because we were both at the same uni and we lived really close to the campus.
Sure.
And she actually lived in the house that I'd lived in the year before, like in a student house. When I moved out of it, her and her mates just randomly moved into it. Right. So we were near each other. And this is mad from her, right? She'd obviously been cheating on me and then just got with this guy. I went down the shop once, local Sainsbury's, little one, probably for whiskey. She was in there holding hands with this fella.
Okay.
The reason I've told you that he was a white guy is because I had to leave the Sainsbury's that day. I was so upset and I just wanted to say the worst thing I could. I called him a slur.
Wow. A racial slur?
Yeah. It's the first time I'd ever said a slur as an insult to someone. And he's a white guy. So I wasn't being racist, but I was just so upset.
Are you sure you want to admit to this?
I've never done it again. I'd never done it before that. I would never do it again. I was so heartbroken. It's like my brain just went to the worst box it could find in the back of the cupboard, and
Is the punchline that it's not as bad a word as I think it is?
It's not one of the usual ones. No, I won't say which one it was. It's a real out there kind of. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. It's not an N, not a P. I won't say what it was. It's still horrible. You shouldn't say it.
Right.
And I cannot stress enough, it does not relate to his background or ethnicity at all.
That makes it okay.
I had to leave the Sainsbury's.
You called him a Mick. Let's leave it with that, shall we?
I won't tell you what it was.
No, don't tell me what it was, because then I might go to prison as well.
And then, oh mate, and it was just this breakup just rolled. I was just getting more and more upset. I wasn't right. And I remember at Christmas, like my best mate, and we were talking about this, he was like, I thought you were never going to get over that breakup. Basically, Christmas Day, we did Christmas. It was like the first time I'd not done it with my parents. I was like 21. Me, my two best mates spent Christmas Day together. The Christmas Eve had been a nightmare. Like, we'd got too drunk and ended up strangling each other on the floor because we had a fight.
Say more about that.
And then the Christmas Day, we were all just like drunk, hungover, got really upset, and I was just crying about this girl. Still, it's been rattling on for months. I was still upset about her. So I was like, my mate was like, we need to just get this out of your system now. What are we going to do? Oh God,
get the racism out of your system.
This is a real, this intro, I hadn't planned any of this. And I was like, I know what to do. Okay. I know where she lives now. I lived in that house before.
Sure.
let's fucking break in.
Break in.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
2 crimes in one intro. This is, I mean,
So-
this is.
So Christmas Day,
Right.
right? Me and my 2 best mates.
I'm
and
sorry, I'm
they were like, we don't really want to break into this house. Like, we don't want to rob this girl. We don't want to do any of this stuff, but we need to get this out of his system. He said a slur in Sainsbury's a couple of months ago.
Can I just stop you just for 1 second? I'm just enjoying this moment because at the end of this intro, I will have to walk out and then never come back. So I'm just enjoying the last seconds of the podcast.
So I've got my carafe of whiskey that I've been sipping on for months.
Why
right?
not?
And we're walking through Hendon. I might as well through Hendon,
Yep.
North London. To this house, and it's like I'm fucking breaking in. I can't do it anymore. I've got to break in
What is this designed to achieve?
to get it out of my system.
Get what out of
break
your...
up.
What do you mean?
Break up. And then we get near the house, and then my 2 mates are like, "Listen, man. Like, this has obviously been a long few months. The slur was mental. Like, everything's been a bit weird.
Yeah.
You've got to get rid of the cravat, right? This has to stop."
Carafe.
Carafe.
Yep. And the cravat.
And I was like, "Look, I think I just need to break into the house and then I'll be all right."
Right.
They were like, "We can't do that. We
We
got
can't
jobs."
support
Like,
that,
no,
yeah.
no, you can't break into the house. So they were like, "You've got to do something." Like,
No,
as
you
a-
don't. Sorry.
as a-
No, you
just wait,
don't.
Just wait. We're like, basically, it's a row of student houses, yeah,
Right, in
and we
Hendon.
could see like all the lights are off because all the students just go home for Christmas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're the only fucking saddos who are still there just drinking. We'll start the episode in a sec. I can see the house. And I'm like, I need to break in. I don't know what I'm going to do. I might smash something up. I might nick something. We need to just get in the house. They're like, you can't break in.
No.
Someone will call the police. We can't get a jail for this. Like, this breakup's gone on long enough. And it's like, right, what are we going to do then? We have to do something. I have to get this out of my system. This is 100% true.
Mm-hmm.
We just got our cocks out at the house. This is 100%. Ask Matt. And sort of swore at him.
What do you mean at the house?
We just all stood there, got our cocks out, and just sort of shouted and swore at the house for a bit at her room.
Did it work?
Fuck off! Have that! Fuck off! And then we went home. And honestly, that's how I got over it. So if there's anyone listening to this who's heartbroken, yeah, and you might have slipped up a couple of times, said a slur in Sainsbury's or whatever.
That's fucking amazing.
Christmas Day.
That is fucking amazing. If I just like there is
I hadn't planned to say anything.
there is no amount of money that I would not pay for like very early Ring doorbell footage of that moment. Like I would give anything.
3 men
I would
in the
sell
middle of
my
the street on Christmas Day with a cravat. Just cock out. Fuck
Yeah.
off,
Cravats
liar, and we knew you were a liar, and Kane never liked you, and fucking have that.
You really showed
Right, let's go home and open our presents. Should we talk about Eddie Hearn now?
My girlfriend broke up with me when I was at uni, and we like before the breakup we'd bought tickets to go and see Bon Iver together, and after the breakup I had the tickets for Bon Iver, so I just gave her the money back and I went with my mate, and I've always felt guilty about that. I felt like in reflection feels like a petty and strange thing to do. I don't feel so guilty anymore. I'm not calling people slurs in Sainsbury's and getting my cock out at her house.
Right, this week we're talking about
20 minutes, fuck me.
We're talking about someone else who's petty and strange. It's Eddie Hearn.
Oi, get on this.
Yeah, I'm excited to.
I think that we talk about the American dream a lot, but I
Yeah.
think that if we had our own version of the British dream, I think that the Hearn family, and more specifically Eddie Hearn, are the embodiment of the British dream.
Yeah, it really is. It in so many ways. I'd tell you what, fucking have some of that.
Bash!
I mean, yeah, it is interesting because obviously, like, it's not as though Eddie himself built the empire
No.
single-handedly. He was born into it, but he's definitely taken it to another level. And we're recording this in the wake of the documentary that came out on Netflix,
Which is, by the way, called The Greatest Showman.
yeah,
And Eddie Hearn has been using songs from the musical The Greatest Showman to promote this documentary about him and his dad. And yeah, the documentary is phenomenal. And like, so I'm a big snooker fan. I don't really know that much about boxing. You're more of a boxing fan
I
than
know
me.
I know the Hearns from boxing.
Yeah.
That's kind of like Eddie Hearn's sort of been present within my life for a while because if you're into boxing, you know who he is, and so much of boxing is. I mean, he's such a bit of it, and I think what I always find funny about Eddie Hearn is like, I don't need to know who he is.
No.
Do you know what I mean? Boxing could exist without him being a personality. Absolutely fine.
Mm-hmm.
I need to hear Anthony Joshua speak after a fight.
Yeah.
I need to hear Tyson Fury insult Usyk, but Usyk, right?
Yeah.
I need to see that, right? I do not need to know what the promoter thinks about any of it.
Yeah.
And yet, his force of personality
100%.
is so strong
Yes.
that he's been like an ever-present in boxing media for 20 years.
Yeah, and so just as a bit of context, his dad, Barry Hearn, basically kind of created or benefited from the snooker boom in the 80s. He was Steve Davis's manager originally, and that was like the big thing. He professionalized the sport. He made millions for his like matchroom snooker players back in the day.
Yeah.
And then over time, he kind of moved into boxing, and then and Eddie Hearn's kind of taken over the boxing. But they basically now own the most kind of British of British sports, right? They own darts.
Yeah.
They own snooker. They own fishing and pool.
It's pub sports.
It's pub stuff.
It's van sports.
It's van men.
Yeah. It's really interesting actually, and I think it's like Eddie Hearn sort of, you know, they call him Fast Car Eddie, Silver Spoon Eddie.
Yes.
And yet he is like the ultimate geezer whisperer.
Yeah, right. He knows exactly what people like.
Yeah.
And they like to watch people punch each other.
Yeah.
They like people watch people put balls into holes on a table.
Yeah.
And most importantly, they like to dress up as Smurfette and drink 10 pitchers of lager whilst Luke Littler throws some darts about a mile away from them.
Yeah.
And he knows that.
Yeah.
And they make a shitload of money from that.
I think what he's realised with all of those sports, and this is the genius thing that I think, like, football is only just getting there now. It's not about the sport.
No. It's really not about the
this
sport.
is it. Like, if you've come here going, they're talking about someone in boxing, I don't think we'll say one word about the sport of boxing.
Don't worry about...
fucking Eddie doesn't.
Yeah. You don't have to know Israel Madrimov's record, because neither does Eddie, by the way. So don't worry about that.
Well, he knows his stuff, but like so much of what makes him a character and what makes him essentially content isn't talking about boxing whatsoever.
No, he's being fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
And like you say, I mean, I think that there's probably a generation of football fans for whom the transfer window is more interesting than the games. I'm not far off of that generation, I think, but like I think that's still like more exciting.
Well, and just like silly arguments, silly like banter arguments. That's it's like the whole. And I don't know whether we'll ever do like a full episode about like football content or whatever. But it's like nowadays, it's less about how Man City defended at the weekend and more about, can Manchester City's fan representative on the overlap successfully mug off an Arsenal fan by saying Victor Gyökeres plays like he's wearing jeans? Do you know what I mean? It's like how did Arsenal get on against City last week?
Yeah.
It's like whether we got an equaliser against them in stoppage time isn't as relevant as what their little fucking idiot said to our little fucking idiot on some strange content thing. More people will have watched the content than the actual sport itself.
100%. And they have to go to a set where Gary Neville has faithfully recreated one of his hotels, but in like a TV production warehouse, where he could have just filmed it in the hotel itself. But he's like made like a kind of inch perfect replica of like the second bar in hotel football. Yeah. And then they have to sit there and like Paul Scholes has to be like, you don't know fucking anything about anything. And that's it.
It's sort of the one they do with the fans.
Yeah.
It sort of reminds me of ancient Rome.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like the sort of like the
They're sat up on the dais.
and they've got proper chairs. They've got like a sofa.
Yeah, they've got
the scum have to sit on a bench. They're not allowed cushions or like a back to their chair. They're sort of sat on. I guess it's supposed to be like the terraces.
Right.
I imagine that's the sort of thinking behind the set design. But it does just. It's like, well, you're lower than us, so you're and little Rory Jennings. His feet has to dangle off the fucking.
Rory Jennings in his 4-inch Cuban heels.
I do think he's a legend. They have to sit there sort of like heels dangling off the thing like that, and then it's like Paul Scholes like, right, fucking, I still not see any good. And then they all have to go. And then Paul Scholes is like,
yeah. They're like the fucking monkeys from The Wizard of Oz.
It's just fucking nonsense.
What I love about it as well is that every so often they bring out that Italian girl who knows loads about football.
Yeah.
And like,
wheel her out. Come on, hang on. We've strayed a little bit too far. Can anyone get her? I just think, if you look at the way Inter Milan defend, it's 3 at the back, and actually in terms of like progressive overloads of a forward line, that is what will neutralise it.
What I love about that. It's also like simultaneously when they bring her on, it's simultaneously progressive and regressive at the same time because it's like we're going to give this incredible pundit who knows more about football than all of you a chance to speak.
Stuntpeg, her name's Stuntpeg.
Right, okay, yeah. But the other side of that is like
they don't fucking listen.
Well, they don't listen, and there's a woman that knows about football. This bud knows a bit about football, which is amazing. Yeah,
it's almost like that's like the ringmaster brings out the biggest freak of all.
Yeah,
it's like a woman who knows.
A woman that knows. And Rory and she like knows Mo Salah's goal involvement for the last 10 years.
The Stoke fans are scared to look at her.
Yeah. It's like, oh no, she fucking knows loads about football and loads of stats. And Rory Jennings not even sure he's in the fucking squad for Chelsea at the moment. Fuck. Yeah, but like you say,
never mind that though. Yeah, is it a bit muggy when Gyökeres drops off?
Yeah.
Hugh.
Just out of shot while she's talking about Salah's goal involvements, you, Matt and Kane, cocks out, shouting, liar, liar!
Slurs.
He's told me what the slur was. It's not actually a slur, by the way, so don't worry about that.
Well, you can't say it.
All right, I'm trying to neutralise it. Shut up.
In Sainsbury's.
Yeah, you can't say it. You can't say it.
Back to her. I think
he's realised that the content around the sport is just as important, if not more important, than the sport itself.
I think it's interesting. We're in a time of like increased mental health chat.
Awareness. Definitely not increased mental health for me. There's more awareness of my mental health.
Yeah, but it's not getting better.
It's not getting better.
I think if like and I think it does tend to be men that are the problem.
I think we can both agree on that.
In anything.
Yeah, after the stories you fucking told today.
Yeah, right. We're the ones getting our cocks out our ex's houses. We're the ones outside the hotels. I mean, there are a lot of weird mums getting involved in that now as well.
But Facebook
all
mums.
that stuff, we're the ones doing it. It's men. And I think really, like Starmer's doing that digital ID thing today, which I think is bad. Can't really tell.
Fucking knew you were going to bring that up.
Can't really tell. Are you anti or pro?
Not sure, actually. I actually think I'm politic. I don't think I care about politics anymore.
Oh, right.
I think I'm out.
I messaged Ava Santina from Politics Joe this morning
to ask what your political opinion should be.
Literally that, yeah.
What did she say? Stop texting me.
Yeah, she hasn't replied. You can see why a digital ID card's bad hasn't replied. But no. So
Stunt Peg's getting a message as well. Why is Gyökeres so bad?
But like, I do think if Starmer wants to fix Britain.
Oh wow! Here we go.
What he could
9 minutes into the main body of the app. Let's do it.
What he could do with is like someone who understands men. Because Starmer does not understand men.
He needs the man task force.
I'm not sure he is a man, Starmer.
No. Yeah.
No, he's a worm. Yeah.
Sure.
Hearn.
Do you think like he's a lizard? You kind of David Icke stuff.
I'm not saying he's a woman. I'm not saying he's gay. I'm not saying he's. I just think he's just out of touch. He's like, all this sort of. My father was a tool maker. It's like, shut up, man. Where did you even like? As if AI suggested that. Like, Hearn understands men. He knows what men want.
Yeah.
No one knows their customer better than Eddie Hearn.
Oh yeah.
And Eddie Hearn's customer is men.
Yes.
And he knows what to fucking do. Like, there was that page, No Context Hearn. It was like just before and sort of it's real. And people don't talk about these days enough. 2019 to 2021.
Crazy times.
We were feral.
We were bad.
Men in general were fucking mental.
Yeah,
I think it's like sort of just pre-lockdown. We had that. Everyone says it. Summer 2018 was the best summer ever.
Wasn't that when you were getting your cock out?
Huh?
No.
That was years prior.
Right.
No.
Does everyone say summer 2018 was the best summer ever?
Do you not remember we were with Jimmy Mack the other day and we were talking about this and I was like, we were talking about how this summer's been good and he was like, summer 2018. I was like, mate, that was the.
We just young though.
I was 26, but it was the England tournament, Southgate.
Right.
It was nice. It was really good.
Yeah,
it was really good.
okay.
I fell in love that summer with Gareth Southgate. No, but then I think 19
You
to
didn't fall in love
21
with Gareth Southgate. You were sending me pictures of Gareth Southgate transposed onto Osama bin Laden's head.
19 to 21 was chaos.
Chaos.
And, obviously we had the lockdown years and then we came out and it was like we were allowed out, but we're not really. And then we're jibbing our way into Wembley. Pure, loads of coke, loads of chaos.
Yeah.
And that's when No Context Hearn.
Really
Can we play a couple of little clips from No Context Hearn?
Yeah, so this is one of my favourite clips of No Context Hearn. And so, Eddie Hearn is basically always talking in front of a camera.
It's his job.
That's his job.
His job
to
is
promote
being
things.
interviewed by Kugan Cassius
Yes.
whilst Anthony Joshua goes and fights and makes money.
And as a result, there are these numerous clips out there of him that have become like folkloric, I suppose. These touchstones that people use as memes. He's been used as memes hundreds of times. And this is a nice example of this. This is when he's talking about naysayers.
Don't do that, can't do that, won't do that, shouldn't do that. Fuck off, leave me alone. I'm going like that, son. Rockets to the moon, and you ain't getting in my way. Stay out of my slipstream. You're a mug.
Now, you found that clip because you like that clip.
Yes.
The framing and the words on the screen of that clip, it's from an account called
Sincerely
@sincerelydivorced.
So I went through and I looked through 15 of them. That is used in so many different memes.
Then you should just stay in your marriage and make the best of it. Me.
Yeah, and it's like that. That's what I love about this because he's become this meme engine, right? And that's unscripted. He will have said that to Kugan Cassius or whatever his name is on the run up to some fight.
Eddie, you can't just stick Anthony Joshua on at Wembley on a Sunday night. Here's what I'd do.
Yeah.
No one gets in my way. I
Exactly.
do what I want. Fuck off.
Yeah,
Bosh.
and I just love that moment. I'm going like that, rocket, stay out of my slipstream, mug. So good, and that's kind of that was how he came to prominence. And there's this other one. I mean, we can do this dancing one quite quickly as well because this is fucking class as well. This to me is an example of. We're about to see a man dressed like an estate agent in a car dancing. If you've grown up in Stevenage or Essex or Hertfordshire, you will have been at some point in your teenage years in a car with a man who's not only dressed like an estate agent, he probably is.
He probably is an estate agent. Yeah.
And he'll be doing this.
Yep.
And it's the funniest thing that anyone could ever do. And Eddie Hearn has brought this to the masses. So this is Eddie. I think he's with Kugan Cassius in this one, isn't he?
Yeah, it's Kugan's filming it.
And he's dancing along as they drive.
Worth watching this, but it's Kugan almost filming himself, and Eddie's in the background driving,
the biggest watch on you've ever seen,
vibing. But this is the hope that Hearn offers us.
Right.
Hearn's always at work.
Yes.
Hearn is always on job.
Yeah.
He's promoting. He's selling. But he's not working.
No. He's not
just talking.
He's talking, man.
And that's what we want. Imagine that.
Unks
He's got
is
more
talking.
money than God.
Yes.
He's successful.
Yeah.
He's happy.
Right.
He's at work.
Yeah.
But he's not
working. He's talking rubbish.
That's what we want. That's what men of this country want. Again, thinking about my stag do, what do I want? I'm fucking messaging you going, why don't we bring John Kearns and we film ourselves trying to find Frank the Stag Man and we can go watch his Mrs. Sticky Vicky. I'm trying to monetize. I'm trying to be on job.
Right.
I don't want freedom. I've realised this. I've realised this a long time ago. I can't remember if I've told this story on the podcast before. When I was 18, 19, I did 2 summers in a band in the Greek resort of Faliraki.
Oh, yeah.
Out there all summer, playing cover songs to 18 to 30s, blah, blah, blah. And I was so young and like, it wasn't planned that I would do this. I just went out there because I fancied a girl and, found a guitar, started playing guitar in a bar. And then the owner was like, "You'll play guitar?" Greek guy. And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "I need a band." So I flew out some of my mates and we just did that 2 summers in a row. And my parents were like, "What the fuck is going on? We thought we'd got him into uni. He's deferred university. He's not going to go. Fuck, what's he doing?" But then by the second summer, they were sort of sweet with it. But my dad, I remember my mum and my sister, for whatever reason, I think it might have been because we had to look after, like, my granny wasn't well at the time or something like that, I don't know. But my parents couldn't come out together, right? They wanted to sort of come out and see me, but they couldn't come out together. And I'm out there with the boys, living there, playing music so my mum and my sister came out and they did 3 days, 4 days in Greece, come and see us at the bar, have a few drinks in the day, go to the beach, whatever. They had a great time. And then it's like my dad was coming. And I'm thinking about this with my stag.
Well, relevant to the stag, yeah.
Yeah, because it was like, oh, Dad's coming on his own. He can do whatever he wants. And I remember my dad saying to me, he was like, "I'm buzzing. I've not had and he was young at the time. He's like, maybe like 50 or something. And it's like, yeah, fucking buzzing. I can't wait to come out and see the boys and you lot." And obviously I was like, I will be doing stuff in the daytime, Dad, not like kind of working. And I remember he got there. And after 2 days, he said to me, we were having a drink at night. He's like, "I'm miserable." And he was like, for the last 20 years of my life, I've either had your mum or my boss telling me what to do.
Yeah.
I've never had free will before.
Right.
Every holiday I go on, your mum tells me what to do. In my working life, my boss tells me what to do. He's like, "I don't know what to do." He's like, "I don't know what to do with myself." He's like, "I'm going to the beach on my own. I think I like it. I don't really know."
Yeah.
In the evenings, you're playing guitar. I watch you for a bit. Then I go to another bar. Then I just come back to your bar. We don't want freedom.
No.
Do you ever think that about some of your life and experiences in your life of I'm happier when I'm on the clock?
Oh, 100. Well,
and this is why Hearn's so because he sells us the dream of being on the clock, but also having a laugh with Coogie Bear.
Yeah, and I think it's like, what you're talking about is meaning, I think, as well, right? Because it's purpose, yeah. I don't have any meaning in my life without my wife around.
And that's mean as well now. And that's why I'm so happy I'm getting married to my missus. I love her so much. I love my children, my family, but I love my life because it's got a purpose. Even when I'm at the weekends, I'm not working, everything is to the purpose of serving them. And I like that.
And every so often, someone will kind of give me the, some bloke I know who's single who's like, "Yeah, I'm going to New York for 5 days or whatever on my own. Or I've got mates out there. I'm going to fly around there. Or I'm working."
Sounds shit, doesn't it?
No, thank
Sounds
you.
Shit.
I need to cook the missus dinner. I need to hear that she thinks that Benidorm is a Centre Parks resort for working class people.
Exactly.
And this is also a funny thing about my parents as well. My dad's an incredibly independent, kind of a very progressive man for his generation. Did loads of childcare and stuff and all of this kind of thing.
Yeah.
But every time my mum went away, if she had to go away for work or she's going away with the girls or whatever, it was like, something's going to go wrong. Do you know what I mean? It was I remember him, she would leave him food behind and stuff, he was a little old man. And now I have the same thing. If Emma's going to be out for a couple of nights in a row or away for a couple of nights in a row, it's honestly are you going to be all right?
Mate, so every now and then, my missus and my kids will go back to Ireland to see my missus' family.
Right.
I don't go because I'm busy. Wink, wink, right? But I'm like, yes, brilliant, dream. They're going to fuck off.
Right.
And it's a nightmare. They go away.
Yeah.
I have TalkSport on the laptop 24/7.
That's your
Hearn,
problem.
most of the time.
Most of the time, Hearn's on
I'm wanking all fucking day because I don't know what to, and it's the only way I can get out of bed. Fucking cover myself in slop, so I have to have a shower.
Don't say slop.
And then I have a wank. I'm talking about breakfast, mate. No, I don't eat my cum. But then, I look at where I live, next door to me, I mentioned this on one of our Patreon episodes. We had teenagers, they're not teenagers, they're 22. We had students move in over the summer.
And you were trying to intimidate them.
Oh, yeah. I spoke about this on the Patreon side, but I was like, they weren't even being that loud, but I was worried that they were going to be loud. And so every time I went in the garden, I basically behaved like Danny Boy 83. All right, fucking hell, how's it going, boy? All right, shirt off, tensing, hey, what are you up to? Having a fucking barbecue, are you? Let me know if you need a bit of smoke. Don't mind smoke. And but then we had one incident where they were being a bit loud at night. And I was like, I psyched myself up for ages. I was like, "Lana, I'm going to go speak to them." She was like, "Okay." And I was like, "Excuse me, could you keep it down?" And they were like, "Oh, yeah, of course. If we're ever loud again, take our phone number, just call us. We'd never want to disturb you in your phone." So nice. I was like, "Well, you've made me look like a fucking cunt now, haven't you?" But they're students and they're proper like if you were writing a sitcom, it's what a student would look like.
No
they're,
routine.
They're long, right? But they're like long hairs. They're Hearn pants.
Yeah,
they're kind of
yeah,
like
yeah.
I think they might be stoners, but I can never smell it. I always because I'd like a bit, but
they're not shouting slurs at people in
but
Sainsbury's.
but they're listless. They don't know what to fucking do with themselves.
Yeah.
I see one of them coming back the other day, right? And he was coming from. He'd got the overground. He's got these great big bits of fucking wood, huge bits of wood. I was like, "You all right, pal? What you up to?" Sid, it's still a bit Danny Boy. Try and don't fucking wake me up tonight. Right? I was like, "What you up to, mate? Do you want a hand?" He's like, "Oh boy, thank you." I was like, "What are you doing?" He's got these big bits of wood. He's like, "I think I'm going to build something in the garden."
Yeah.
I was like, "Don't."
No.
And this is like 2 weeks ago. He just hasn't.
Just there.
Mate, I mean, I look back at my student days. I was listless. I was purposeless. And I think especially with women.
Well, you had a purpose on one Christmas day. You had a very clear purpose on one of those days.
Yeah, I got my cock out. Yeah, but then oh, mate, like, there's the fucking issues I'd get into with, like, girls and... Because I had no purpose. I was just fucking getting about... Like, there was one... Yeah, we'll talk about Eddie Hearn again in a sec, but like... There was one thing that happened, and I always think I wasn't much of a dater at university, but every now and then, basically, we were on this campus when I was in halls, and there was like 3 like courses left on this campus. It was theatre arts, which was me and the fannies, right? It was jazz musicians, so there was loads of stoners, brilliant, yeah.
Jazz
And then
fannies.
dancers,
Okay, actor fannies, jazz fannies,
dancers.
Right.
Fannies.
Different fannies.
Yeah. And so, like, if you were one of the theatre arts lot and you weren't like gay, basically, not you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Like, you had a clear run.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
There was no fucking.
The jazz lads are too laid back to have a
they're
crack on
too
the dancers.
stoned. They don't know what day it is.
No, they
right?
got their pork
fucking
pie hats
lazy
on.
cunts.
Yeah,
They're
yeah.
so, I'm going to build something in the garden.
Hey,
you know?
man.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally, one of them, a guy called Mason, just used to sit in the showers smoking weed. It was mental. And so, I mean, don't get me wrong, I wasn't having much success, but I had a clear run at these dances. I remember one. I don't know if I will talk, but this is a bit. Again, this might get a cut. There was this girl, I won't say her name.
Definitely, yeah.
And I'd sort of made eyes, and it was like, I think I'm in. And I remember I did it at a phone party, and it was it was a traffic light party.
Okay.
Did you ever do that?
I don't think I did one, but I'm aware of it.
You know what it is, right? If you're single,
green, you're single. Whatever.
Green, you're single. Red, you're in a relationship. Orange, it was like maybe. That was always mad. I mean, here I am. No, shout out to Miller who gave me a shirt. It's great. So there was this girl, and I didn't really know her well, but I was like, yeah, I fancy her. And I was aware because she was like on the other end of halls to me, and she was always like with a long-term partner, and then suddenly he just stopped coming.
Okay.
And it was obviously like a long-term thing pre-uni,
Right.
and now it's gone to shit and it's over. And I think
Worst day of her life, best day of yours.
well, I think what had happened was they'd been together a long time and got a bit bored. But what often happens in those relationships is they start doing like mad sex stuff because they're bored and they've been together too long. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
So that had happened, I think. What I'm getting at is she were kinky. Right?
Okay.
But the problem was she was deaf. She wore a hearing aid.
Okay.
Right? So this was like the year after Halls.
Sorry. There's difference between being deaf and wearing a hearing aid.
But she can't hear. What do you mean? There's not
Like,
massive difference.
is she
can't hear.
profoundly deaf? Like,
What do you mean?
was she like one of those people? I'm not going to do the
She wasn't
voice.
wearing a hearing aid for fucking fashion. Oh, right, no, she didn't have the voice.
Right. Okay. So she's
Um,
not deaf.
Well, she couldn't hear.
She's got poor. Stop saying that, you fucking cunt.
She had a hearing aid.
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
She's got bad hearing.
Yes, she had bad
There's
hearing.
a difference between that and being deaf. My mum wears glasses. She's not fucking blind. Jesus Christ.
Basically. So I'd been in halls with her, making eyes, and,
Right.
then there'd been the summer. After summer, the boyfriend's gone.
Yeah.
It's freshers time, as it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
We go. There's traffic light party. I wore black for some reason. I think I was trying to imply someone had died. Fucking the bitch who I got my cock out of her house. Right? I didn't kill her.
Your heart-
I didn't kill
no.
her. I didn't kill her.
Your love
I
had
just
died.
got my cock out of her house.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
love had died. Thank you. I didn't kill her. I didn't kill her.
Don't worry about her. She's not worried about you.
No, she's not. Well, she's not dead. Fuck. So basically, I went to this party, and we're snogging, and she's
Fair play.
but because she's deaf, and I'm quite bad for this, but she's worse.
Right.
She was speaking so loud.
Okay.
Do you want to come back to my house? I'm like, yeah. Get you down a bit, love. you inviting me or the fucking DJ? So get back to hers, and it's like I'm like crossing my fingers that no one's there.
What do you mean?
So, because it's like it's a fucking small student house.
Right.
These are old houses,
Yeah, okay.
right? No, they're all her mates are there. Some are in the kitchen,
Okay.
some are in
They're
their
still up and
rooms.
about.
They've all come home as well.
Yeah.
She's like, I'm like, oh fuck, and we're sort of snogging by the door, and
Okay.
then I'm like, and I'm being quiet because there's people there, and I'm like, should we go upstairs? She's like, oh, go to my room. I'm like, oh fucking hell! And then we get in her room,
Right.
we start doing stuff.
Yeah.
And then it becomes very clear. I'm like, fucking hell, you were with this fella a long time because you want to do some mad stuff.
Right.
And she's very forward, but she's telling me what to do.
Okay.
And you might see where this is going.
Yes.
She's shouting the fucking house down. Mate, I swear on my life. This happened. Do you want to spit in my arsehole? I'm like, and it's like, oh, for fuck's sake. And like, I obviously did, right? But it's like,
Oh my God.
it's like, I'm just like, and it's like, I'm there, obviously stiff as anything. I'm like, yeah, I will, but fucking hell. Like, they're all downstairs. And then it's like, I stay over. The next morning, I go down. They're all just looking at me. I'm like, she's deaf. What do you want me to fucking say? I'm like, if I could have learnt sign in that moment and been like, let's just fucking sign it. Let's just fucking.
I was going to say, I can think of how you might sign it.
Just sign to spit in your bum. Don't fucking shout it because
Sure.
I've got to have breakfast with these women the next day. They're all fucking stretching, ready for dancing school, and I'm fucking there, and it's dribbling, and it's like. We all know
Oh
what you
my
did last
God.
night, yeah, because she shouts the fucking house down.
Why was she?
Do you want to text me later in the week? Yeah, maybe.
Oh my God, I feel sick. Oh my God. Why? I'm trying to work out. Was her hearing aid like turned too far up or too
I
far
don't
down?
know. I think what it was is she turned it down in the nightclub because
Yeah,
the music was really
right.
loud.
And
So
forgot to turn it
you turn it down.
Yeah.
On the microphone. Now I thought it was her bum, but. So then she's fucking yelling.
I'm imagining you coming into that kitchen. Good morning, ladies. Watch out. Jacob all here. Guess how bad that was. All right, love. Be lucky.
Oh. You guys got lessons this morning. Fucking talk about lessons. I think you learned some stuff last night, mate.
Turns out I actually quite like the stuff she was asking me to do last night. So if any of you birds are into it, do give me a wink. All right. Look after yourself. Be lucky.
It was a fucking mare.
So how's that relate to Eddie Hearn?
We were talking about freedom, and we talk about. Again, I didn't plan to say any of that. I've got notes about Dillian White.
So I think you're right. Men need purpose and men need meaning. And if you can bring that into your job, then you'll kind of never work a day in your life.
And that's what men want.
That's
and
what
that's
men
what
want.
Hearn knows that we
Yes.
want. And should we watch a clip from the documentary?
Well, this is it. So there's kind of like we're going to do a bit of two phases of Hearn. So this is the kind of Twitter Hearn 2019, dancing in the car, like we just talked
Done
about.
a bit of
then.
that, yeah.
So like that's that. And like he says, he's going like a rocket to the moon, right? And they have done over the last few years. And as a result,
Legacy media listen. They
Yes.
see who the star of socials
Exactly.
is come into Netflix.
and they've got this documentary out. And I think we'll watch the one about his health first, actually, because it's kind of instructive about what kind of person he is. So there's this new 6-part Netflix documentary called The Greatest Showman. And it's about Matchroom. And so this is Eddie Hearn and his dad talking about their health.
5 versus 5. I'm not best pleased.
About 50-1 it was to lose.
So they've just lost 5-0 in this contest against Queensbury
We're
Promotions.
competitive animals and neither of us wanted to lose. Listen, I would have liked to have had a little gloat.
Yeah, sorry. Maybe next time.
Can you win next time, please?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe don't come into our vocabulary.
This is the most staged
The most
bollocks.
important thing from my dad is winning and the name of Matchroom. We need to come back stronger now. Oh, my God. Oh, I haven't been up here since that's gone up.
It's a portrait of his dad that he's seeing in
I
his
still
dad's
don't
house.
understand why the shirt's off. There's no business that has the drama, the aggravation, the fuckery than boxing. We got destroyed in the 5v5, 5-0. That's
I'll
on me.
explain this in a bit.
My stress levels are through the roof. But if I carry on like I'm going, boxing could be the end of me. The only way I can really become healthier is to slow down. But if I'm anything like my old man, that ain't happening anytime soon.
Now,
Can I provide some context to that?
Please.
Just before you get into your take on it.
Go on.
Because he's talking about this 5 versus 5.
Yes.
And I haven't seen this. And that what's just happened there is the most scripted bollocks you will ever see in your life.
but they're both incredible at it, him and his dad, at delivering it.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
yeah,
Don't get me wrong. So basically, boxing's a really interesting sport because unlike football, where the best play the best and you have to play the best, and the best darts players play against the other best darts players to work out who is the best. That's generally how sport works.
Yeah.
Boxing, there's so much kind of politics and money and bollocks in boxing that there are different belts. And there are different promoters. So Eddie Hearn sort of manages and promotes a roster of boxers, and there are kind of rivals to Eddie Hearn. There's a guy called Frank Warren.
Yeah.
Very naughty geezer back in the day.
Yeah. Proper like villain adjacent.
Yeah.
Once got shot.
He's been shot.
Yeah.
I've interviewed him. He's a fucking legend. But so Frank owns a stable called Queensbury. So Eddie Hearn's in his matchroom, Frank's his Queensbury. And what's so frustrating with boxing is it's like, for example, over the last sort of 5 to 10 years, we've had Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua, the two best British boxers. Tyson Fury is managed by Frank Warren and Queensbury. Anthony Joshua, Matchroom and Eddie Hearn. You if this was Arsenal Man United, you'd watch them play 4 or 5 times a season.
Yeah.
We've still never seen Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury fight. Because of bickering, because of pettiness, because Frank Warren and Frank never got on with Barry Hearn,
No.
Eddie Hearn's dad. Now Eddie and Frank don't get on. It is unsurmountable. I'm sorry, we know that they're the best. We know everyone wants this fight, but we just can't do it. There's so much water under the bridge. Me and him just don't see eye to eye. No, because I my shows are on Sky, his are on BT. It's never going to happen until a little man from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia named Mr. Turk al-Sheikh arrives with a big fucking box of money
Yes.
and says, what if I just paid you all enough that you get on and fight? Now, they literally will hold hands with little Turk al-Sheikh and do whatever the fuck he wants. And so the 5 versus 5 that he's referring to in that clip, it shouldn't be a thing. But because Eddie Hearn is such a personality and we're so aware of him and who's on his roster and who he's getting on with, who he's not, because he's just talking all fucking day on YouTube and podcasts, there's this whole thing of what if 5 of Hearn's best fighters fought 5 of Frank Warren's best fighters? And we do 5 in a night. And, maybe 3 of Hearn's fighters will win and only 2 of Frank Warren's fighters will win. And that'll mean Eddie's won. Won what? There's no prize.
No.
There's no purse. It is great for everyone because the fighters are fighting. Turkey al-Sheikh is giving them disgusting
money.
amounts of money. And it sells loads of tickets and pay-per-view watches on Sky because they've all made so much noise about hating each other for years. That it's like if me and you did the Screen Rock quiz.
Yeah.
And we did a quiz to see which one of us knows the most about Schooner Score or Todd, and you beat me.
Yeah.
And we charged £10 to watch it on YouTube, and 1,000 people paid £10. And then afterwards, I was sat with my dad going, I just can't believe I lost to Jake. And my dad's going, listen, we're not losers, son. You're going to win next time. I go, maybe. And he goes, there's no maybes in our vocabulary. So it'd be like, what? No one gives a fuck about the quiz.
It's so good.
Is it it's complete? But they've made more money than ever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they have made it slightly more like professional wrestling. And Eddie Hearn is so instrumental in that. And it's boxing already has these kind of baked in narratives and dramas, but he has just exacerbated them and made them more. And this documentary is the culmination of that. And you kind of can tell from this clip that we just watched, they have to basically engineer some storylines.
Up the drama, up the ante, pretend we're sad when we're actually just fucking caking.
And so the main storyline, and the way that the documentary is so well done, it's so really nicely made, is that it's succession.
Yeah.
They use very similar music. They use lots of same camera angles. They have people getting out of helicopters.
Yeah, old Bal's getting on a bit.
Barry's getting on. He's not sure about his son.
Yeah,
He's sure
fast
about his
car
son.
Eddie. I've sent him to private school. He's not a
exactly.
geezer like me.
Yeah.
Some of the fighters don't like him,
And
but
then
he's got the gift of the gab, and he might be able to just about pull it off.
And
It's
this
like,
other
he's already been
storyline
there.
of like is that darts is actually way more profitable than boxing. So there's this kind of feud. There's no feud. Like there's this guy that runs darts who's just like a normal bloke. So he's just like running darts, making loads of money, and they kind of try to generate this drama. But one of the other storylines that they engineer that is in this clip is that Eddie Hearn is working so hard that he might die at any moment. Like that comes up over and over again.
Yeah.
I might die. He says like, oh, the stress, and it's like the fuckery in boxing, and it's like, you're not gonna die.
If I carry on like my old man, you never know. I might end up like him,
Yeah,
80
years
years
old.
old, fit
Looks
as a
fucking
fiddle,
class.
having the time of his life.
And it's like, it's just that's one of the only missteps in the documentary is that like they don't need to engineer that storyline. The Succession storyline is enough, right?
Yeah.
And like, but it's just so perfect to watch them. It's so camp. This idea that he's working himself to death in order that like
What's the work? Sorry, well, I've got to go meet Coogie Bear in a minute.
Yeah,
To do
exactly,
what?
yeah.
I don't know. Have a
Got
coffee
darts
and
in a
chat.
car. But the other storyline, obviously the big storyline, and I think really what has initiated this is, like you say, is the influx of Saudi Arabian money into boxing and into Matchroom specifically. And that is under the auspices of the head of the entertainment faction of Saudi Arabia, name's Turki Al-Sheikh. And Eddie and Barry come across very well in the documentary. But do you know who else comes across fantastically in the documentary?
Fighters?
His Excellency, Turk Al-Sheikh, who I would like to extend our warmest regards to here at the Screen Rock Podcast.
That's correct.
Riyadh Comedy Festival coming up.
In the kingdom.
In the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. It's Riyadh season, and he comes across fantastically, this little fella.
Yeah.
And I must say,
He's got nice sunglasses. He's got nice hair.
yeah.
He's got the kingdom in great shape.
I
The
mean,
kingdom is.
I've never
looking-
seen the Kingdom looking so
No,
fantastic.
Absolutely.
In terms of roads, in terms of trains.
the bone saws have been cleaned of all the blood of the journalists.
No, I don't recall seeing anything about that. I do recall him taking the piss out of Eddie Hearn on Twitter, though, which I think is really a testament to him because he's just willing to have a joke with people. He's a normal man.
He's friend of the working man.
Friend of the working man.
That's right.
If you want to be in the kingdom, sometimes you got to stay. And that's why they take the people's passports away. And because
You're either in or you're out with this guy. It's loyalty.
those train stations aren't going to build themselves.
Someone's
That's just
gotta
a
build them.
fact.
Yeah.
And if you can just say, well, actually, I want to go back to my home in the Indonesian village. I'm sorry, that's not gonna. I can see his perspective on that. That's all I'm saying. I can see that if I was constructing a train network with the benefit of indentured servitude, I wouldn't want them to be able to take annual leave just kind of willy-nilly. Do you know what I mean?
Otherwise, what if the train's late? You've seen this country with the fucking...
Yeah.
Like, this is it. The thing with our country, you got all these fucking... And it's quite funny, actually, because sort of Big John, who we're going to talk about in a moment, has become like a darling of the left recently.
Yeah.
And it's like, yes, he doesn't like racism. Woo! It's like
That qualifies you as like
the bar
a...
is so low now to be like the left's voice in the UK.
And like, well done, John. I'm not saying
No.
He's being
We
amazing.
love
Yeah,
John.
yeah.
We love John, but there is an element of like God. Like the left is so vacuous.
So fucked, yeah.
There's so few voices. Andy Burnham's too busy fucking DJing to want to actually do it. Right. All it takes is for one bloke to go. Well, as someone who is adjacent with Chinese takeaways, I think we shouldn't be racist to people.
Yeah.
Finally, someone has said it. Thank you, John. But there is a bit of me that's been like, where's John gonna slip? What? Like, do you know what I mean? Now that the left have gone right, he's our guy. We don't like the other Bosch guy. Big John's our guy. It's like, where's he gonna slip? There are two things that I think might be where the left are like, oh no, John, we thought you were our guy. One of them, he fucking loves XL bullies.
Loves them.
He loves XL bullies,
Yeah.
right? The second, like the next,
No such thing as a bad dog, just a bad owner. Yeah.
How'd you know your toddler weren't playing with his teeth before he bit his arm off? How'd you know that? Bash! Right? Right? One leg box for your toddler. Right? But also, he there was like, when there was the tube strike a couple of weeks ago,
Yeah.
I think he tested the waters and was like, oh, no, actually. Because Big John was like, what do we think then, people? Fucking hell, train drivers are earning enough, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like,
John, no solidarity,
no,
John.
John, remember, what's the Eddie something that they all like?
Eddie? Who?
There's the two train guys. There's the little bald guy.
Go on.
No, you know who I'm talking about, the union guys.
Oh, Eddie Dempsey, yeah.
So there's
Mick
the little
Lynch and Eddie
bald,
Dempsey,
there's a
yeah.
little Mick Lynch sort of miserable little fucking
Yeah.
Right, and then there's big and the big one. They were like, I see a lot of like women with flags in their bios who are like, I actually can I just say I find him sexy? It's like, well, yeah, he's good looking.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's another lie. I actually find a working class guy sexy.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously he's probably wearing Lynx Africa, but I would, yeah.
It's just funny, isn't it? Like,
Are we the Mick Lynch and Eddie Dempsey of the podcast world? I'm Mick Lynch, you're Eddie Dempsey. Small miserable one, big sexy one.
Hold on, fucking self. I've got a football shirt for an Indian restaurant wear. No, anyway, I was just going to say we should try and get those boys over to Saudi Arabia, see what they think.
Yeah.
Over here, I just think they should be given 80 grand a year so they can afford to buy property in London. Over there, it's like, I just want some water. Just one more clip. This has been sort of Eddie's been doing a lot of press around this, like to push the documentary. And I saw a bit. He was on LBC the other day, and he was like, and it's like what you were saying about the whole. I'm working so hard that I'm worried I might die. Just like my dad's alive, but yeah. And he's like this. He's on LBC, and it's just pure. People in the southeast, like working class people in the southeast of England, specifically Essex, all you have to say is that you work hard. And that's a personality.
Right.
Look at Tom Skinner every day. Yeah. I'm back grafting, ladies and gentlemen. You're not. Like, you can't be. Sorry. I'm delivering mattresses. No, you're not.
No, you're
on
not.
Strictly Come Dancing. How the fuck would you have time?
You're doing lots of other stuff. I've seen the text messages.
Yeah, right. But then, he's on LBC, Eddie Hearn, talking about his dad. He's like, I think my dad, he just works so hard. This is the thing. He's 80 years old and he's working, yeah? I mean, trust me, he'd do a better job of running this country than fucking Keir Starmer. He said that.
Really?
And everyone's like, yeah, get him in. He's fixed the darts. Let him fix Britain. I love that. I think that is like the way people, that's like the best thing you can say about your dad is like, he'd do a better job of running this country than fucking Starmer would.
Yeah.
What would be your thing? If you came into power, if I was like, I'll tell you what, Jake Farrell, he works so hard, he'd do a better job running this country than Starmer. Well, first rule?
Children have to wear suits at all times, full suits.
Yeah.
Ties down to the belt area as well. I don't want short, stubby ties. I don't want that. Also, no noise after 8 o'clock at night. None whatsoever. If you need to put your washing machine on after 8 o'clock at night, sorry, no, you don't. You have to wait till the next morning.
That's right. And if you're a student, you've just come back from a fucking traffic light party and you're screaming about how you want some fucking theatre arts student to spit in your bum, keep it down a bit.
Keep it down
Turn
a bit.
Your hearing aid
up a bit.
I mean, we'll wrap up in a sec. One of my rules, I've been thinking about this loads recently. I think I would kill pedos because, I was thinking about this the other day. If I was a pedo,
sure,
I would want to be killed.
Okay.
You know, I went out with my pals and planned our stag, and I got hammered, and I had a bit, and woke up. I felt so much prang about something I might have said or done. Like the beer fear.
If you were a pedo.
The beer fear that I get over, I don't know, misgendering Rusty the Baby at fucking Dead Meat Festival, right? And I've got you fucking... And I'm fucking thinking about it. I get that over fucking the way I've spoke to someone.
Sure.
Or, I don't know, the fact that I spat in a dancer's bum while she was shouting at me, right? How do you wake up... I want to die after those situations.
Yeah. If you're the geezer from the Lost Prophets, you're waking up going, what the fuck did I do last night?
If the government knock on your door, Mr. Watkins, yeah, right. Look, we've seen all of it. Yeah, it's going to be an electric chair. It's over. I'd be like, thank fuck.
Thank fuck. Yeah, that's true actually.
Boxing Day 2012. If you'd have said to me, look, we had we've had a look at CCTV. You got your cock out of your ex's house and swore at it. Yeah. It's going to be a
Sorry, I did what?
now, mate.
Yeah. We can do it now if you want. You don't have to go through due process. There's no trial or anything. Oh, thank God for that.
Yeah.
That would be lovely. I wouldn't mind that after doing one of these podcasts, actually.
Someone knocks on the door. It's Eddie and Barry Hearn.
Oh, yeah.
It's Turkey had a shake. He's got the bone saw.
We've heard what you said.
Mr. Fallon. We are here to cut your head off.
Oh, Turkey, it's great to see you. Can I just say the kingdom is looking fantastic.
Is there one more clip to end on? I mean, I had some random boxing content.
Well, I do. Maybe let's just very briefly end on. I mean, do you want to end on John Fury? Because
Let's end on the clip of the clip from documentary about Big John.
Okay, yeah. So this is Eddie, and I think this is a crystallization of everything great about Eddie. This is him introducing how he became to work with Big John.
Frank said, "We got this heavyweight, and he's doing really well." I said, "All right, what's his amateur record?" "Oh, well, he kind of only had like 2 amateur fights. We just don't sign people like that." And then he said 3 words to me that changed everything. "He's from Romford." And I thought, he's from Romford. And Romford is where it all started for us. He's built one of the biggest fan bases in British boxing.
It's true.
Through just being himself. And of course, his dad.
False Irish stout. Bah.
He's a character.
Who wants to fucking Chinese?
Loves the Chinese.
I brought with me my very own catering. Yes, Big John's Boschnos. Here he is. Big John, what have we got on the menu tonight?
We've got special fried rice, chicken chow mein, prawn crackers, curry sauce, and don't forget Charlotte mini spring rolls.
He's like huge on social media.
Now, pause there. The way Eddie's talking about Big John,
Yeah,
he's describing himself.
true.
He's himself. He's a
Big
great character.
Big on social media.
Big on social media. This is what Hearn spots.
Yes.
Hearn's like, I know how I've got here.
I know what people like.
I know I'm the geezer whisperer.
Yeah,
I know what men want.
right.
You got to be yourself. You got to be a bit of a character. Got to have a catchphrase.
Yeah, ideally.
Yeah. And I think as like we're trying to be what men want.
We're trying to be what men want. We're
What-
trying. Our catchphrase is, "Do you want to spit in my ass?"
Do you want to spit in my ass? Oh, shut up, please. Please. Do you want to spit in my... Shut up, please. Please stop. Please. Just spit in it, please. Please. I've got to have breakfast with these women tomorrow. Just...
Then he said 3 words that changed everything. Spit my ass.
Spit my ass. You tried to crowbar that in, didn't you? Ladies and gentlemen, that's Eddie Hearn. That's us. We hope you like us. We just want men to want us.
Up the Rotters. See you next week.